Here's where we're at with it today. Tore it down pretty good. Probably gonna tear these heads off too. I'm this deep, I might as well get in there and look and see what's going on. But when I tore my oil drain feed off, I had a bunch of fuel and oil come out my drain feed down there. So I got a ton of gasoline in the bottom end of this motor. I'm hoping that's all just in poor tuning. You seen yesterday when I turned my injectors on and shit and there was fuel pressure against them, they weren't leaking. So it's not like I'm just dumping raw fuel into an injector when the key is on, or into a cylinder when the key is on or anything. So I'm thinking just all, I had some crazy priming pulse in there and shit at some points trying to get it to start, and it wasn't doing shit. So that's probably where a lot of that fuel came from. All this key cycling and cranking to try to make this thing work. But I wanted you guys to see for yourself. I haven't touched this. Timing marks. Oh, can you get the little one down in there? Yeah, see the circle there on the crank? Pointing straight up and down. You see the circle here on the cam? They're dead snot, so I didn't jump timing. Everything's lined up right, unless I'm doing something stupid, and you guys know something that I don't, but I've done like 3 of these, and this is how I've done them every time, and they worked up until this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this motor over a couple of times, see what that looks like, tear these heads off, and get you guys another update. Back to the assembly side of things now. I pulled the heads, got them cleaned up. Everything looked alright. The head gaskets looked okay. I didn't see anything abnormal other than, you know, a ton of wet carbon in the cylinder from being so rich. We'll see what happens. I got one head back on and torqued again. I did have a different set of head gaskets in the garage. I think it was a set of LS9 gaskets or something. And I wasn't going to run them this go around because of the little extra compression loss you get out of the additional layers. But they were a known good gasket, so I went ahead and threw them in there anyways, just to make sure. Getting ready to put this other head on now. Once I get the head on, I'm going to try to turn this motor over, make sure it looks like everything's moving correctly. Like I said, I did spin it over with the heads off. Everything was doing what it was supposed to do, and I had turned it over before I tore the heads off, and it felt like it had lots of compression. It was tough turning, but we'll see. I'm gonna throw this other head on and see if we can get it back together. My torch is out, so I'm probably gonna have to throw this harmonic balancer in the oven, get it warmed up so it'll slip on that crankshaft there. It's kind of an interference fit, and I found about 450 in the oven for 20 minutes. Works pretty good for those. But you see, everything looks pretty healthy. Cylinders got cleaned up, all that fuel wash. So I'm gonna get back to it. So I went ahead and rotated the motor over a couple times once I got the heads back on to make sure the lifters were all working as they were supposed to, and they were all actuating. Doesn't seem like there's gonna be any problem there. All right, it's all back together. The only thing not on is the intake, but everything else is hooked up, and I'm still not getting anything. I don't know what to think, but I'll let you listen to it for yourself. So a couple of small kicks out of it, followed by a big exhaust backfire, but nothing close.